Hey, it's Pete Cann, the Laughter Man, and in today's episode of Laughter and Positivity with Pete, I interview Manda Stretch. Now, Manda came onto my Laughter Live at 8:45 one morning, which I do most days. I do a Laughter Live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And she came on to it, and she came up with this great exercise where you get a foot of toilet paper, and then we started doing lots of different laughing exercises, and we free flowed with each other, and it was really, really playful. And as soon as I felt after I did the laughter yoga session with Manda, I felt really, really like engaged, alive, creative, and focused. And I thought I had to get Manda onto the podcast just to find out more about her and how she discovered laughter yoga, how laughter yoga benefits her, and is laughter really the best medicine? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and like to my channel if this is something that you're interested in, because laughter is within us all and it's such a powerful, powerful tool. So anyway, enjoy the episode and I will see you very soon. Hi guys, welcome to this week's Laughter and Positivity with Pete, and today I am joined with Manda Stretch. Now, Manda Stretch is one of a handful of laughter ambassadors for the UK. She has trained hundreds of laughter leaders over the past 11 years, both internationally and from her home in the eco community in the Highlands of Scotland. She is passionate about spreading the power of laughter. Hello, Manda, how are you?
Hi, Pete. Thanks for inviting me on. Yeah, well, you basically said it all. I don't know what we're going to talk about now.
Well, as long as we don't talk about toilet paper, that's all I ask today. For those that are listening, basically Manda came onto my Laughter Live, and we had a right laugh, didn't we?
We did. Laugh. Yeah, it was really great. Yeah, it set me up for the day, Pete.
It's good, and that is the power of laughter, isn't it? It does set you up for the day, and it's just finding like-minded individuals that are up for sharing laughter with you, basically.
Yeah.
So how did you discover laughter yoga?
Well, about 12 years ago, I went off to New Zealand for Christmas, and at this little centre there in the North Island called Tahara Centre, they had this little Christmas gathering, and there was this old geezer there. I say old, I mean, I'm 70 myself, but he was like 80. And he started doing all these laughter exercises. And I thought, what's he doing? And he was churning them out one after the other. I'm thinking, how does he remember what's coming next? Well, now I'm quite a seasoned laughter leader, I realised that he didn't know what was coming next. He was just like in the moment, one exercise after another. And I thought, oh, this is great. I could do this. So, I talked to him and he said, oh, you can do a 2-day training back in the UK. And that's what I did. And that was the beginning of my laughter journey.
Oh, amazing. And it's so did you actually get involved when you were in New Zealand with him when he was doing it?
Well, he was leading a session, so I was just in and amongst the other guests that were doing the session. It's basically it changed my life, that moment. I had a sort of one of those light bulb moments thinking, oh, this is what I'd like to do.
Amazing. So that leads quite nicely on to the next question then, Manda, is how has laughter enhanced your life?
Well, it took me to India after that 2-day training for a start. So I went off to India for a 5-day training with the founder, Dr. Kataria. So meeting him has enhanced my life. He's a pretty amazing guy. And it's given me something to do in my old age, to be honest. I'm not always on my kids' back. What are you doing? It's like I've got my own life. In fact, they're messaging me. I'm saying, go away, I'm doing stuff. So it's sort of given me, some wings to fly with.
Amazing, amazing. And so when you said it was a bit of a changing point of your life, so what were you? Where were you then, and where did you? Where have you? I mean, it doesn't have to be today, but there must be in a transition from sort of when you were in New Zealand, you discovered
Mm,
laughter, and then
mm.
that story.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's just given me a focus is the main thing. I travel abroad every winter and teach laughter groups, and it's given me something to do. It's made a bit of meaning for my life, and all my life I was thinking, what am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose for being here? I'm a bit of a spiritual seeker, so this was along the lines of thought I was going along. And I tried so many things, Pete, storytelling and dancing and teaching, all sorts of things. And yet this was the aha moment, as I say, it was the light bulb moment. So it's to find my purpose, even though it was a bit late on in my life. I'm very grateful.
That's amazing, isn't it? And I keep saying, I do say it myself, is that actually I found my passion and my purpose, and I know why. I know why I'm here, and that's like,
Yeah.
and some people go, I know, but when I say it, sometimes I think that sounds really big, but actually it is a big thing because I've had lots of bits. I've done lots of story. Okay, I'm 45, so actually the only like the last 2 years, again, when I found it the first time in 2016 and went, what, you can feel like this through laughing. You don't need any substances to make you feel as high as you do on laughter. And I was just like, wow. And it just stopped me from doing all the other bits and bobs and just literally laughing my way. And it's no, it's amazing. So you say you've obviously trained hundreds of people, which is fantastic.
Mm.
And you've obviously ran probably thousands of sessions, actually, if you've trained hundreds. So there must be some standout moments where someone's come up to you at some point and said, oh, this is meant this to me. And I just wondered if you'd be happy to share a couple of those with me.
Yeah. Well, there have been a few moments. Well, certainly some of my people I've trained are now leading laughter groups themselves, and they're saying, how it's changed their lives. But one particular instance, and I was in southern India on a rooftop doing my weekly session, and we start a laughter group, as you know, with hi everybody, my name is so and so, and then you all laugh. It's just a standard icebreaker. And I add to that, and so I added to that day, and we had a round of hi, my name is, and then it was like, hi, when I grow up, I want to be. So already we're getting into a childlike phase, which is a lot of what the laughter yoga is about. And this Russian guy said, when I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. And the idea of the exercise is, and then everybody laughs. And I always make it clear we're not laughing at you, we're just having a laugh as an exercise. And it was a very poignant moment for him because when he was a little boy, in Russia, the teacher asked him what he wanted to be when he grows up, and he said an astronaut, and everybody laughed, and it completely dampened his dreams. And so I sort of picked up that it was quite a big moment for him, and so I geared the laughter exercises towards being an astronaut, walking on the moon. We did the countdown 10, 9, 8, off into the rocket, etc. And he was just, I could tell it was a big transformational moment for him. And we were all saying at the end, because he was still a young man, and we were saying, it's not too late to follow your dreams. You can still be an astronaut. And he said, I've done it now. He's done it in the laughter class. And it was just really interesting and very lovely to see him blossom.
That's amazing. So it's yeah. So do you do that quite a lot in your lessons then? That you take them to the child to pretend that you're a child again, and when I grow up, I want to be, because I really like that idea.
Yeah, I'm Aquarian, so I'm always changing it, and no lessons are the same. But I've just finished a 4-week group online on accessing our inner child, and the laughter yoga is so much about that. So that's another thing that's been great for me. and we've been playing and mucking about with balloons and bubbles and stories and songs in and amongst the laughter exercises. And it was the last session yesterday, and they were all really sad, that it had ended. And it was just wonderful to access all that childlike stuff.
Yeah, amazing. So I'm just going to dive into that a little bit then. So she said, like, obviously, because I know that they say children laugh 200 to 300 times a day. That's like the fact. And then as adults, we stop that, 10, maybe 15, and obviously some people less, which is even sadder. So, but what was the average age, would you say, of the people that came on the course?
Oh, I had 70. One guy was 74, and the women were in their 50s. So about 60, I suppose. Then late 50s, 60.
So, and would you say they came because they were already childlike in their mind, or they no? Okay.
No. They each came for the different reasons. One was looking after an ailing mother, lockdown in London. Another one's just been diagnosed with cancer. Another one was the particular transformation I noticed was the third person, I was just going to say. And she came in quite a negative frame. She lives on her own. She's in lockdown in England. And we were doing stories, and like, I had an India theme for one of the weeks, and I asked them to bring something. So it was like a peer group. It was, I was just facilitating, and she read us this story. And then yesterday was the last one, and we did like an open mic thing where everybody brought it was a laughter party basically.
Mm-hmm.
And she was absolutely blossoming. She had a storyteller's hat on. She had a little scarf around her neck, and she was reading us a wonderful child story, and we were all loving it. And it's like she discovered that part of herself in that very short time of doing an hour a week. Amazing. On my thing.
No, it is amazing, isn't it? It's just that, and this is sort of, it's one of the challenges that I find is when people just don't get it, and that's fine, because I'm coming to terms that not everybody wants to laugh, and not everybody understands why they should laugh. Well, it's not the understanding; it's just they don't want to laugh. But I still don't know why they don't want to laugh, and it's just like, yeah. A quick interlude for you. I hope you're enjoying today's interview and getting lots of knowledge when it comes to laughter and laughter yoga. Now, if you want to find out more about how laughter can benefit your life, why not subscribe to my channel below and press that little notification bell and get a notification anytime a new video comes out. Now, on with the interview.
To be honest, I have, because I live in, as you said, in this eco community up in Scotland, and a lot of people are focused on their spiritual searching and their own personal angst, and it has been quite hard to get the laughter off the ground, because they think, oh, well, their process is like a real process and this is fake. So because it's fake laughter, so I put quite a lot of groundwork into, we're just laughing as an exercise. See yourselves in a laughter gym, and I sort of take them through it. And still some people, as you say, don't want to laugh, but all one can do is just carry on, just proceed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like someone likened it the other day as well. It's just like, actually, it was Joe Hall. Actually, I went and met Joe the other day in a park in person, because he only lives up the road. So it's the first time I'd met him. So, but he was saying how, it's just like some people that, that don't try and push a door open. If it's slightly ajar, you can put your foot in and probably put a hand and give them a little wave and say, hey, but actually trying to force it onto people isn't the right way, is it?
No.
But amazing. Okay, so what would you say that to anyone that was unsure about laughter yoga, because people might fall on this podcast and go, like, might not know what laughter yoga, because they've probably done a bit of research already, but people that do listen and maybe a bit like, oh, it's not really for me, is it for me? I mean, what would you say to them?
Well, I would say if it's not for you, don't do it. But it's always a useful piece of information is like to take the body there. Take your body to a laughter session or take your body to an online session, even if you don't feel like laughing. And once your body starts, the diaphragm starts moving up and down, this affects the emotional body. So it starts with the physical and moves into the emotions. So even if your mind is saying, oh, this is rubbish, or it's a waste of time, or I could be doing the washing up, whatever, just give your body a chance to get into it, is what I say. Yeah.
Amazing, perfect advice. So you've heard it here first. Just do it. And I love that. Like your diaphragm, it is, because it's obviously better deep breath, isn't it? You're breathing in, you're breathing out, and I also like the fact that really a laugh is all it is a ha or an out breath. That's all it is. But multiple ha's or he's or ho's depends on where you're going with it. So amazing. Okay, so Manda, I always like my guests to do 2 of their favourite laughing exercises. So, but you'll have to describe it, obviously, because we are on audio. So.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So 2 of the old favourites are, they sort of merge into each other, laughter cream and laughing at yourself. So imagine you have a jar of face cream, actually, and you unscrew your jar and you just get a couple of fingers and you start dabbing it onto your face. And every time you dab it onto your face, you have a laugh. And then you can change the palm of your hand into a mirror and look at the palm of your hand and laugh at yourself. So this is a great little tip to follow on from that, saying having a laugh every day. So this is what I was trying to encourage my recent students online. Just change some little thing every day. So in the morning when they wake up and have a look in the mirror, if they don't fancy a big belly laugh, just smile. It all helps. It all helps. So these everyday things.
Definitely. It's and it's just trying to incorporate it into your daily habits, isn't it? Basically,
yeah.
We all brush our teeth. It's quite hard to maybe laugh at the same time as you're actually brushing your teeth. But we put the kettle on. The kettle takes a bit of time to boil. You could just sit there just chuckling away at the boiling kettle, or
So the founder, I don't know if he told you this story, but he when he walks through the streets of Mumbai, he has his mobile phone turned off. And he's just laughing down the phone, as his daily walk around the park to get his daily laughing. He's just laughing down a phone that's switched off because nobody knows.
Yeah, love it. I do that. That's one of the exercises. I do the giggle phone when I do my sessions online, and I say the same thing. And I've not actually done it myself. No, I haven't done it myself, but I do want, once we get out of lockdown. I mean, actually, do you know, me and Joe, again, when we did a minute laughter for world peace, and we were both there with the video cameras doing selfies, laughing, and then 2 people walked past, a couple walked past, and she was loving it. She was just like, what are they laughing at? It was just like, so I think these one of those things. It's like when you're on your own, it is contagious, but if there's 2 of you doing it, then it just seems a bit more, okay, what are they doing? They're doing something intentional. They're not just,
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so it's not just laughter, the podcast, it's also positivity. So
all right.
What positive habits do you have?
Well, for a start, you'll never see me dressed in black. So I always wear bright clothes. I can't help myself. And that includes socks and everything. Nothing is dull. So that's a good start, I think. And another thing is that I have a smiling practice. So I smile when I go to bed and I smile when I wake up.
First thing and last thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Go on, talk
And
me through
lots
that.
of times in between.
Yeah, talk me through that.
Well, I mean, it's actually a Buddhist practice. It's called the inner smile. So it's an inclination of the head over the heart and just smiling. And it's a very powerful practice, Pete. You're smiling at all your internal organs. You're smiling at yourself. You're smiling at your loved ones. I have found it over the years to be very self-forgiving, a wonderful practice to do, and feeling compassion for the self rather than, oh, I should have done this or I should have said this. Very powerful practice.
Amazing, amazing. And how long do you do it for? Is it like a minute or two, or?
Yeah, a minute or two. Yeah.
And did you have to, like, again, because I'm really into habits, I love like the way I know that obviously good habits are quite hard to start, bad habits really quickly to pick up,
Yeah.
So do you used to just have a little like sign saying smile or something next to your bed so you knew as you were going to bed you had
Well,
to
I
smile?
mean, no, I mean, because it's so well established now,
Yeah.
so it's just part of what I do, and it doesn't actually take very much to do. It's for a lazy spiritual seeker like myself, it's one of the best things you can do. It's very powerful.
I'm gonna take that idea and I'm gonna try and remember to do it. That's the thing. I do laugh daily though. I do like, well, actually, I'm gonna tell a little porcupine because I don't laugh as much at the weekends because I do all my laughter lives on Monday to Friday, and then the Saturday Sunday sort of gets a little bit like slack on the laughter. So,
Yeah.
but I notice it, and actually, what I did notice as well, Manda, was when you came onto the Laughter Live, I think you were probably the second laughter yogi I had on. And before I used to do the Laughter Lives, I was part of a daily giggle channel, and we basically 10 minutes of laughter in the morning, and that was it. We just laughed, we didn't talk or anything. Powerful stuff, and I used to love it. And then it wasn't until, because obviously when you're leading something, you're thinking, aren't you? You can't, so when you came on and we did the toilet roll episode, and for those of you should go back and have a look, like search Manda and Pete, and just, I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. But what did we start with? A foot of toilet paper, wasn't it? And then we were just doing like little charades or
creative laughter exercises. So you would do something with it, and then I'd copy you, and then I would do something with it. It's amazing what you can do with a foot of toilet paper.
Definitely. And we didn't even use it for what it's meant to be used for, did we? But by the end of it, like, it was just these little like moustaches we had and stuff. Yeah. It was that small.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Such fun. Yeah, that's what I love about laughter yoga. It's the let go. Somehow it gives one permission to get out the box and let go a bit. Yeah,
definitely. And it gave me, that session gave me the power in my head to go, right, I need to start a laughter morning, basically, where I'm going to do another, where it's just, selfishly it's for me, but also it's for whoever else wants to join me at the time, because, and without the talking, without the leading, without the guiding, just copying each other and just being free. Yeah, amazing. So what is there something that not a lot of people know about you?
Well, quite a lot of people don't know a lot about me. I suppose one of the main things is that people think my name Manda is short for Amanda or Mandy, and they probably think I'm being a bit pretentious by calling myself Manda. It isn't the name I was christened with, but I was initiated by an Indian guru, if you like, figure, 25 years ago. And it's a Sanskrit word, Manda, and my full name is Prem Manda, which means river of love. So the Manda part is river. I never use the Prem, but the full name is Prem Manda. So you didn't know that about me, did you, Pete?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So thank you very much for sharing. And that's brilliant. I could talk to you all day. You've got so many interesting stories. So Pramanda, where can people find you if they're listening to this and they want to find a bit more?
Right. Okay. I'm just really old school, Pete. Manda Stretch at hotmail.com.
Perfect. Or send a pigeon.
Smoke signals.
Oh, brilliant. Well, Manda, thank you so much for coming on, and we'll sign off for now.
Yeah, it's lovely as usual talking to you, Pete, and good luck with everything. Thanks for asking me.